wanna be an airborne ninja.
Brussels sprouts, sweet potato, balsamic pizza. Welcome back everybody at Vegan Ranger. Today we are going to put together a sweet potato and Brussels sprout balsamic pizza. So we're going to start off with, we got to get our sweet potatoes softened up so we can get them mashed, and then we're going to get our Brussels sprouts and onions into the oven so those can roast up a little bit. So we're going to start off with about 1.5 cups of cubed sweet potatoes. Get them in a pan and enough water to cover. And we're going to cover it, put it on the stove, and let it boil down. Take about 10 minutes to get these soft. Okay, now while the sweet potatoes are cooking, we're going to go ahead and get the Brussels sprouts and the onions in the oven and let those roast down. So what I've got is, I got a little bit more than 1/2 pound of Brussels sprouts that are quartered. And I'm just going to spread them out on my baking sheet. I got about 3/4 cup of onions here. Red onion, I'm not going to use all of this, but I'm going to sprinkle about half of those onions into and about the Brussels sprouts. And then we're going to take some, I've got oat milk here, and we're just going to brush this brush the Brussels sprouts lightly with the oat milk and get them in the oven at about 400 degrees for, we're probably going to have them in there for about 10 minutes or so. And roasting these with these onions really give them an extra good flavor. And this will go on top of the sweet potato puree that's going to act as the tomato sauce for the pizza. Okay, that's good. Like I said, now we'll get this in the oven for about 10 minutes. Okay, now we've got everything out of the oven and off the stove and ready to get this pizza ready to go. So what we have here is the Brussels sprouts and the onions. They were about 10 minutes at 400 degrees in the oven. And what you want to look for is just browning on the edges and the onions starting to get soft and translucent. So these are perfect and they really taste good. I have some salt and pepper, sea salt and pepper to taste. I've got about 1 tablespoon of chopped up rosemary and 2 tablespoons of oat milk, which is what I'm using here. And now here in the pan is my sweet potato, and I went ahead and drained the sweet potato and put it back in the pan. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go ahead and mash this up. Regular potato masher, and we're going to go in. And if you cook these right and long enough, about 10 minutes, they'll mash up really good and really easy. And again, this is going to take the place of what would be your traditional sauce for your pizza. Okay, so I got that. That looks pretty good. I'm going to go ahead and add my oat milk and my rosemary. And I'll go ahead and get that mixed up. Right, it smells wonderful. That rosemary really gives this a good smell. So let me just get a quick taste here. That's really good. Get a little salt and pepper in here. That's really good. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and get my pizza ready, and I've got the standard vegan no oil pizza dough. You can check my previous video on how to make that if you're not real sure. Check the link below. Now let's get this spread on the pizza. All right, now let's get some, and I'm just going to use my hands here, it's easier. And you just spread it around like any other topping. Now we're ready to get this back in the oven. We'll cook it for about 8 to 10 minutes until it gets good and brown, and then we'll pull it out. Now, if you want, you can add any type of vegan shredded cheese. There's a variety of different products out there. Matter of fact, we'll be doing a cheese comparison here in the near future. Keep an eye out for that. But there's shredded mozzarella, cheddar, a variety of them, Parmesan. So if you want to put cheese on your pizza, go ahead, add that to it. I'm not going to on this one because when it's done and before I serve it, I've got a balsamic reduction that will drizzle over, gives it a really nice flavor. So let's get this in the oven. Okay, now we got the pizza out of the oven. It was about 10 minutes. It's good. It's nice and browned around the edges. The Brussels sprouts got a little bit of crunch on them. So we're ready to get this balsamic reduction on it. And so what we're going to do is we're just going to drizzle it over evenly, and be careful not to get it pulled up. And you want to be able to get a little bit of balsamic in every bite. It's just wonderful. There you have it, your Brussels sprout sweet potato with the balsamic drizzle pizza. It's going to be great. We're going to get it cut up here and give it a try. Remember, if you like what you see, go ahead and subscribe. We'll have some more content coming up. We're going to be doing some comparisons, some taste tests, and we'll have some more recipes. We'll have another pizza recipe coming up in the future. It's going to be really good. So appreciate you coming and watching. Stay with me, and we'll do great things in the future. Thanks.